This is the train museum here. Laupahoehoe Train Museum is actually located at the old train station agent's house, which is right along the Laupahoehoe coast. And the trains used to run right up and down where the highway's at now. Institute of Museum and Library Services provided us with a $125,400 grant for services over the next 3 years to provide us with a project coordinator to help with the outreach programs as well as the educational programs that we provide at the Laupahoehoe Train Museum. Well, the museum is much more than just a train museum. We provide information about the tsunami, the trains, the sugar plantations, as well as just the culture of Hawaii and how the whole Laupahoehoe coast was developed. Hawaii Consolidated Railway was a pretty significant part of the development of the Laupahoehoe coast. It was used primarily for the sugar plantations to take the sugar from the mills, haul it down to Hilo. So this was actually one of the largest railways that were ever built, and it took 4 months to get the raw materials here. And once you get here, rails had to go across this terrain that's not really conducive to railways. So there were a lot of trestles, a lot of tunnels had to be built. So the train started from 1909 until 1946. It stopped when the tsunami hit down in Hilo and knocked out most of our rolling stock and a lot of the trestle along the route. So it was going to cost over $500,000 to replace everything, and it was a typical train operation. It's almost broke to begin with, so that just put them over the edge. And because the tsunami hit in '46, it was right after World War II, iron was already at premium prices, so they just came through, they picked up all of the rails, they cut up the engine, sold everything for scrap iron. The Y is the location where the caboose is at over here now. So what would happen with the Y is the train would go right along where the highway's at now, it would then back up into the yard and start heading back towards Hilo. That's the way it would turn around. So the Y is spelled W-Y-E, but it's actually in the shape of a Y, and that's why it was called Y. So what we wanted to do is provide more information to people so that they can learn more about the history and the culture of the area. And that's what part of our grant is for, is to provide that, as well as some traveling displays so we can get the information out to people.